to you to do a little bit of live crafting again today. So I'll just give it a couple of minutes until you actually get the notification. So when you get the notification that I've gone live, please jump on, say hello, let me know where you're watching from. And we're going to do some awesome fun crafting. I can't believe celebration is nearly over. We have less than 1 week to go for celebration. So of course, celebration is a great time to purchase your products. For every $90 that you spend, you can earn a free item. And for every $180 that you spend, you can earn a level 2 item. But we also have a great joining offer as well. So Stampin' Up only sweeten the deal every so often, the starter kit. Now, the starter kit, a lot of people have, I did an I Love Stamping event and I answered a lot of questions for people, because a lot of the time people think that if they purchase the starter kit that they have to do what I do. They have to do videos, they have to demonstrate the product. And that is totally not the truth. We can join Stampin' Up just to be a discount shopper. So a discount shopper means that you enjoy a 20% discount. You can wholly and solely buy products just for yourself and enjoy a discount, or if you've got a couple of friends, they can actually help you to stay current as well. So, so please, if you're interested, at the moment we have less than 1 week left, and you get to choose $315 worth of product, and you only pay $169. So it's a really super awesome deal, and I think it works out something like 46% discount you get on your starter kit. So that's pretty awesome. That's nearly half price items. You will never ever. It is the best deal in the book. You will never ever get Stamping Up any cheaper than that, I am telling you. So it's a great way to purchase during celebration. So if you're interested in doing that, please feel free to either give me a call. You can see I'll pop up my phone number here on there. Okay, so I'll pop up my phone number. If you're interested, write down that phone number. If you wanted to have a little bit of a chat and you may have some questions about purchasing the starter kit to see if the starter kit is something that might be the right fit for you, then please feel free to give me a call after I jump off from this live video. I am more than happy to answer any questions you may have, but it's a great time to join. And the best part is you get to join a crafty community, which is really awesome. And I've had quite a few people that have taken me up on the starter kit offer this celebration. So I'm super excited that we've got some brand new Wild Heart Crafters that are joining our Wild Heart Crafters community. And the best part about that is being a part of a crafty community to help and inspire you and make great friends through an awesome crafting community. So if you're interested, please, as I said, feel free to reach out. I'll take that phone off now, but feel free to reach out if you wanted to have any questions answered, or if there's something that's stopping you from actually making that decision. So but by all means, I would be more than happy to help you out. All right, so I've got some fun projects for you this morning. I've got 3 things that I've got in mind this morning for our crafting session. So one is I'm going to be using the Playing in the Rain bundle. Now, the Playing in the Rain bundle is what I'm using for my monthly Stamps Club this month. So if you fall in love with what I do this morning with this Playing in the Rain stamp set, why not think about joining my Stamps Club? For $50, you get the stamp set, you get a card kit to make 6 cards, and a video tutorial showing you step by step how to create those 6 cards. So I had fun yesterday. I was designing them yesterday, and I'm about to start to cut the kits. So it's the last final days to sign up for Stamps Club for this month. But if you're thinking that you may not want to do it this month, but you may want to start next month, by all means, click the link in the Show More box down below for monthly Stamps Club. It will take you over to my website, and you can check out and read all about the Stamps Club and how it works. And it might be something for you. I actually had a lady that was speaking to me only the other day, and she said, do we get paper pumpkin here in Australia? And I said, no, we don't. And she said, oh, that's a shame. I would love to get a box of fun crafting goodies in my letterbox every month. And I said, well, I have the perfect thing for you. Maybe you want to join my Stamps Club. And I designed Stamps Club, and I started my Stamps Club many years ago, 3, maybe 4 years ago. And the reason I designed Stamps Club was because here in Australia, we don't get paper pumpkin. And it's really, really nice to get a kit delivered to your doorstep with everything in it, ribbons, embellishments, cardstock, everything in it ready to go for you to actually create your cards. So the only thing is for us here in Australia, you actually, in my Stamps Club, you get the stamp set. So it's yours to keep and own from the day that it arrives. But the only thing you really need is your own inks and your tools and your adhesives to actually create my Stamps Club stamps. Club. So if you're interested in that, please feel free to reach out and have a chat with me. I'd be more than happy to help you and answer any questions. Hello. So I can see I've got Sue. Sue's on here. She's actually one of our new Wild Heart crafters. Sue's decided to join our crafty community. So welcome, Sue. I can see there's quite a few of you on. So hello, everyone. I won't say hello to everyone individually. We'll be here all morning. All right. So I just want to show you a couple of things that I have happening in my business to start off with, and then we will get to crafting because that's what we're all here for after all. Okay, so of course we've got the new online exclusive products. Now these products are going to go live starting on the 1st of March, so we don't have much longer to go. If you wanted to take use of that great advantage of the starter kit special this month, you can actually add these online exclusive products into your starter kit. So if you fall in love with it and you're thinking that you want to actually take up that special of the starter kit, then sorry, my camera is really at a weird angle there. So please make sure you can actually add the new online exclusive products into your starter kit. So if you're interested, I can help you out with those codes. So I have my SUITE-A-LICIOUS Fun Fold Club for this month, and this is sadly the last month that we're doing SUITE-A-LICIOUS Fun Fold Club, but Rose and I have got something else really exciting in store for you. And we're going to be starting it as from next month. We are actually starting a one sheet wonder club. So it's going to run very similar to the SUITE-A-LICIOUS Club. You will get product for the fee that you pay, and you will get access to some videos that Rose and I are both doing. But the difference between our one sheet wonder club is you're actually going to get designer series paper, ribbon, embellishments, cardstock, and envelopes to be able to make multiple cards. Now, the minimum amount of cards that we're probably going to make is about 12 cards from the club. So the club is actually going to go, it's a little bit dearer in price. It's actually going to be $80 for Australian, and it's going to be $60 in the US, but you get way more product for it. So but anyway, this is the last month that we're doing our SUITE-A-LICIOUS Fun Fold Club because we wanted to bring you something new and exciting. So the new thing that we will be bringing is a global one sheet wonder club. So make sure you're on my email list because I will be setting that up and sending out emails very soon. So I'm excited about that. And as I said, my monthly Stamps Club is $50. You get the stamp set, you get a card kit for 6 cards and a video tutorial. So I do all the die cutting for you. I even tie your bows for you. That's how spoiled you get in my Stamps Club. I even tie everyone's bows for them. So if you're bow challenged, Stamps Club is definitely the thing for you. All right, so the first thing I'm actually going to play with this morning is the Playing in the Rain stamp set. So this is what we're using for our Stamps Club this month. Now you will see, if you're interested in joining my Stamps Club, I will be taking late registrations for this month today and tomorrow at the latest. So if you want to get in on Stamps Club for this month, you definitely need to register and pay this morning, today, or tomorrow at the latest, to make sure that you actually get included in prepping of the kits, because I prep kits for many people. So I need to know final numbers by tomorrow at the latest. All right. So Playing in the Rain is a really cute set. So I'm going to actually show you something fun to do with this set. Now, I actually have stamped this. I've done a few things ahead of time. I've actually stamped this little critter here out of just basic grey. And I've got a sheet of designer series paper here. So I want to show you, instead of colouring, sometimes people say, I can't be bothered to colour, or I'm no good with using blends, or I don't own the blends. I want to show you a really fun, quirky way of playing with this cute little set. So I'm just going to take that stamp that I stamped with, And I'm just going to grab a scrap piece of paper for a start. And I'm going to just stamp the umbrella. So I want to do the umbrella in this coloured pattern paper. So this pattern paper is from, because I know you're all going to ask me, it's from the Country Gingham 6x6 paper. So it's gorgeous paper. As you can see, it's got some great designs. So I chose this one because I wanted to do a design for the umbrella, and I also wanted to do a different design for his little jacket. So I'm actually going to stamp onto the designer series paper with my my basic grey ink. And then I'm going to take the scissors and I'm going to just fussy cut out that little umbrella. So this is a little bit like, you know, when we used to have the paper dolls that you used to be able to put the clothes on and you could change up all the clothing and put different shirts and different pairs of pants. This is a little bit like that type of thing. So we're just going to fussy cut with our scissors, and it's not hard. It's just an umbrella. It's not much that we have to fussy cut. So I'm just mainly just cutting out that umbrella section because that's the piece that I want. So we have that. All right. So we have that cute umbrella that we're going to be able to pop on there. Now I want to do his jacket in a different color. So I'm just going to turn it over and I'm just going to stamp, and I'm going to do it just upside down because I don't need to use a lot of that paper. I'm just going to stamp that upside down just to get his little jacket on there. Kathleen's saying that the gingham, I'm going to pop that on the screen. She's saying that the gingham DSP is great for backgrounds. And it is, because out of this designer series paper, there's a couple of different, there's a larger gingham pattern, there's a smaller gingham pattern. So it is fantastic for doing beautiful backgrounds. I know gingham paper has always been very, very popular with Stampin' Up. It always sells really, really well. Sue saying the fox is so sweet. I know, Sue. And the beauty of it is now you'll be able to order things and get products 20% cheaper. So how awesome is that? Because Sue actually took me up on that joining offer. Sue attended my I Love Stamping event. And the reason why Sue decided to join as well was to be a part of a crafty community, to be able to get help with her stamping. She said that she needed help with being able to stamp better. And I said, what better way than being a part of a crafty community? All right, so I'm now going to, I've cut out his shirt and I've cut out his umbrella. So I'm actually going to just glue his shirt directly straight down onto that stamped image. So I do apologize that I have done a few things ahead of time, but I just wanted to save time and get a fair few things shown to you this morning with these products. So I'm just going to add some liquid glue onto the shirt, and we're going to pattern piece there and put a cute little shirt on him. How cute is that? Look at him. He's now got a nice little shirt. All right, and then I'm going to take some dimensionals and I'm going to pop some dimensionals on the back of the umbrella, and that actually just pops the umbrella up and just gives it a little bit of dimension and makes it look like he's really in underneath an umbrella. Okay, so I'm just going to take the backings off that, and we're then going to pop that on his umbrella. But can you see how straight away that gives it a little bit more dimension and it makes it look like he's really in underneath an umbrella? He is pretty adorable, isn't he, Kathleen? Quite cute. All right, so if you're into cute little characters, I mean, like we have the cute little turtle. We also have the cute little rabbit here. So we have some quite cute little characters in amongst these. All right. Sorry, I apologize if you can hear those dogs barking, the neighbour's dogs. I'm just going to add a little bit of Winker Stella on his hat to give him a bit of a glow, and a little bit of Wink Stella just on the tip of his tail, because I think that just brings it to life. All right. Now, another thing that you could do is you could actually use a little bit of our alcohol blends if you wanted to, and just put a little bit of smoky slate in here. This is a trick that I do just to add a little hint of color. And then with your color lifter, you just go through. So all I've done is a little bit of smoky slate there, and then with the color lifter, I'm just going to go through and do circular motions just to blend that, and it just gives a little bit of a hint. I know that foxes are normally like a reddish color, but I'm just going to shut that window so you can't hear those dogs too bad. Not that that probably made them any quieter. All right. And then it just gives a little hint of color on his tail. The dog's protecting his, yeah, well, that's all the dogs do here all day. Every day is bark and carry on. But anyway, all right. So I have gone ahead of time, and what I've done is I've used my blending brush with some balmy blue, and I've also used the little rain dots here, and I've put some rain going sideways. So he's in a pretty big shower of rain, and I've also done a cute little puddle of water there. And then I'm just going to pop him up onto dimensionals on the front there. I had some leftover pieces, and I thought, you know what? I can do this for a video this morning. After designing my stamps club yesterday, I had a few leftover little pieces that I didn't use. Sometimes when I design things, I go ahead and just create a lot of backgrounds and things, and then I just use what I've already created to make the design, and then sometimes I have leftover bits. So I'm just going to pop that up onto dimensionals and pop it onto the front of that. Now the color in this gingham paper, the coordinating color with the umbrella is our Sweet Sorbet. So I thought to actually tie in the color of the umbrella, I would use a Sweet Sorbet layer in underneath. So that really makes that umbrella pop, as you can see there. So I'm just going to add that on with some liquid glue. Okay, like that. All right, so I also have a basic white layer here, and I have some Sweet Sorbet to go on my card front. And the reason why I wanted to do that, I wanted to emboss this because we've got some really, really cute new embossing folders. So I wanted to introduce you into these. These are this is the Online Exclusive products again. And we have these 3 new embossing folders, which are really, really pretty. So I'm going to use all 3 of these today so that I can show you and showcase what these embossing folders are like. So as I said, if you decided that you wanted to make use of that celebration joining offer, any of these embossing folders can be added to your starter kit as well. If not, add it to your wish list, and obviously those wish lists grow. But I'm going to use this cute little dotty one, and I'm going to run that through my machine. So the way the embossing folders work is we have a line down the bottom here that we can line up our cardstock to get it nice and straight. So we can do that. Now this is a 3D embossing folder, so you're going to need just your base plate and our number 4 plate. So I'm going to bring in the cut and emboss. Okay, so you're only going to need number 1 plate, and you're also going to be needing your number 4 plate. Now, when you use your embossing folders, you make sure that you put your fold of your embossing folder through your machine first, and we only go one way with our embossing folders. There's no need to go backwards and forwards with your embossing folder. Running it through once is enough. Now, the way that you know if they're a 3D embossing folder is you can feel that they're quite thick. Okay, when you've got an embossing folder that's not a 3D one, you'll feel it feels really paper thin. Okay, so that's one of the tests. But also too, the test is if you're using the normal embossing combination with your plates and it feels too tight, then you know that it's probably a 3D one. Or vice versa, if you use the 3D embossing combination and it goes through really easy, you know that it's actually not a 3D one, because if it's going through really easy and not making an impression, then it's definitely needing that thicker number 4 plate over the top. So we're just going to run that through and we're going to get some cute little spots on here, which I thought was quite nice just to add a little bit of texture to the background. Who loves embossing folders? Because honestly, I love using embossing. The embossing folders are small enough to use. Are they small enough? No. Kathleen. So Kathleen's asking, are they small enough to fit into the mini machine? The answer is no. As you can see here, it's too wide. Okay, so it has to be done through the larger cut and emboss machine. Now, see this cute little mini machine, the boho blue? You can get that in a starter kit today too. It's a stepped up version to the starter kit. So if you're brand new to crafting and you needed to get a cut and emboss machine, you could start off with the mini. So there you go. Look at those cute little dots. Aren't they cute? So yeah, they definitely don't fit through that one. All right, so I'm actually going to add that to a sweet sorbet layer. Sorry, I had a mental blank then what that color was. Okay, and we're going to add that like that. Okay, so you've got a really, really cute embossed background there. So they are the Basics 3D embossing folders. So there's 3 of them. So I'm going to use the whole 3 of them today so you can see what they look like. All right, now we have our cute little box there that we can pop up. Now I decided to use the Sweet Sorbet ribbon because it's really nice to incorporate ribbon. You know me, I have to have bling on anything that I do. So I'm going to add some of that Sweet Sorbet ribbon just through the middle. So I'm just using a little bit of Seal Plus just down the edges on the back of my cardstock. And this way you actually save and conserve on your ribbon. I'm just going to wrap that around and press it into that Seal Plus and then cut it off. So it's a really, really great way of popping ribbon onto your project, but not struggling with trying to actually tie a bow when you're trying to wrap it around. Okay, so we have that. And I actually didn't do a card base for that. Okay, so I'm going to have to cut a white card base. Let's try this and see if it's the right size. So I'm just going to use basic white thick cardstock to do my card base. And no, it's not. So we'll cut it. Now, I do my card base sizes the same all the time. People ask me all the time, what is the card base size that you're using? I use a 5 3/4 inch by an 8 inch card base, and I step everything down either by a 1/4 inch or an 1/8 inch, depending on how big I want the layer. If you stick to that combination of doing card bases and layers, you will never have a problem when it comes to working out what size you need to cut what layers. So I'm going to fold that in half, and I'm going to use my bone folder to crease it nicely. So you can see we've got a really cute card coming together here. So I'm going to pop that up on dimensionals. You'll know from experience watching me that I love having dimension on cards. I just think it takes your crafting to a whole new level. And our dimensionals are fantastic to use. They're easy to use. You get 300 in a pack, and I think they're, at a rough guess, someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they're about $7.50 to buy per pack. So, and they last for ages. I mean, I use them constantly all the time, and every now and then I get a bit of a surprise and I think, oh, I have to open a new pack. But most of the time, Yeah, unless you're doing lots and lots of cards, the dimensionals last for a very long time. As you can see, you get 3 sheets like this in a pack. So you get 300 dimensionals. There's 100 dimensionals per sheet. All right, now I'm going to do the handy dandy take your pick trick with getting the backings off. So you just pop the pokey tool into that paper backing and you can collect them all in one go. It's just a case of poking it in and twisting as you pull it out. Okay, so and then you can collect them all in one go and pop them in your garbage bin. And I'm not going to say that you won't get dimensionals everywhere, because I can guarantee that even though I do that, I still have dimensional backings that I find in the strangest places. All right, so I'm going to add some more dimensionals to the back of that one and pop him up. But as I said, this Playing in the Rain is a really, really cute bundle. I think it's great for kids' cards. I think it's great for just like some of the sentiments. Rainy days are better with you. Oh, happy day. You know, like, so it's a really, really cute, quirky set just for making some fun cards for family and loved ones. All right, so we have that, and we will then pop that onto the front. So you can see here it's coming together quite quickly and easily. I then, now that we've wrapped that ribbon around, the way that you can actually do a quick, easy bow that it looks like we've tied it, we've done all the hard yards of wrapping it around and trying to hold it, and I don't know, holding our tongue the right way, trying to get the bow to happen. And we can avoid all of that drama by just doing this type of thing that you put, I suppose we could call it a faux bow. It looks like we've tied a bow, but we haven't really when it comes to wrapping it right around. It also conserves, and I'm just going to pop that there, so it's going to really give that a little bit of pop. And to finish it off, I'm just going to use some dimensionals. So a really quick, easy, fun card. Now there's some cute little clouds that you can use with this set, which is really cute as well. You can pop some little clouds at the top here. So those clouds, you can pop some little clouds up the top, and it really just sets it off. But what a super cute, easy card. Now I do have the insert here. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to stamp him just off to the side. So I'm just going to grab my basic grey again, which I put away being really nice and neat and tidy. All right, and I'll grab that scrap paper again. So I'm just going to stamp him off to the edge like that. And I might even just stamp the Oh Happy Day. We could do that in Sweet Sorbet. There, like that. And we can pop that on the insert. So as you can see, a quick, easy, fun card, and using your designer series paper to dress them up. So, I mean, the sky's the limit when it comes to, you could have cute little flowery jackets, you could have striped jackets. The world is your oyster when it comes to dressing up these cute little characters using your designer series paper. And that's as easy as it is, just stamping on the designer series paper and then cutting it out and gluing it on. So really, really quick, easy, fun card using the Playing in the Rain stamp set and dies. As I said, that is my monthly stamps club this month. So if you're interested in my monthly stamps club, it costs $50, and you will get the Playing in the Rain stamp set. You will get the card kit to make six cards, and you will get a video tutorial showing you step by step how to make the 6 cards. So it's a really fun, cute set. All right. So let's move on now to the next one. Oh, I wonder why I didn't have a card base. I had mint macaron there for the card base. I'm like, why have I got a bit of mint macaron sitting here? And that is why, because I had mint macaron out to do the card base. So it would have looked quite nice with a bit of mint macaron in behind as well. So you can see there, okay? But anyway, I was too organised this morning. I'm not normally that organised, see? So when I get that organised, I forget bits and pieces that I already cut out. All right, so the next thing that I wanted to show you as well, this is a new exclusive product as well. It is called the Naturally Gilded 12 by 12 designer series, but it's specialty paper. So we've got the gold, okay, we've got the silver, and we've also got the rose gold. Okay, so it's absolutely stunning paper. Okay, so I decided to do a card this morning just using some of the products, but I wanted to bring back some things that you probably have forgotten about. So I've gone ahead and prepped ahead of time. I'm going to use the Nature's Harvest stamp set. Now that was a stamp set that I actually used as one of my Stamps Club stamp sets as well. Now, I've gone ahead and I've cut out some of the die cuts that go with this bundle, the Nature's Harvest bundle. So it has beautiful flowers. It has some cute little, I think they're like stems of wheat, something like that. It has this, which I absolutely love, this gorgeous branch die, which is really cute. So I thought, you know what, I don't want to do too much on here, but I wanted to create a really fun, nice card, but showcasing a lot of that gorgeous gold specialty paper. So I've got a piece of gold in the back that I'm actually going to back that gold with, just to give it a really nice, good gold edging. Now, if you wanted to conserve gold foil, everyone says this when they see me do it on a video. Because I'm doing it on a video, I'm not actually cutting things out of the inside part of here. But if you wanted to conserve your gold foil cardstock, my idea would be to cut some die cuts or something out of the inside, or even just cut a rectangle out of the inside so that you can actually use it again. So I'm actually going to glue that to my foil card. So don't scream at me, everyone, when I'm not being frugal with the foil. But then, you know, I was actually only saying to someone the other day, for me, crafting products is a business expense. How lucky am I? I bet there was a lot of you out there that wish you could say that buying crafting products was a business expense. Okay, so I've got that, and I'm just going to pop that aside now to let that dry, because when you're using liquid glue on foil, it takes a little bit, a fair while to dry. So I'm just going to pop that aside. Now, I've got some other pieces here. I've got a very vanilla thick card base, so I'm just going to fold that in half and use my bone folder to crease that. Now, some people like to actually score their thick cardstock. I don't. I don't tend to have an issue when it comes to folding and scoring, folding my card bases. But if you have trouble trying to line up your card base, one of the hints is if you actually grab a paper trimmer. This is the easiest way of being able to fold your card bases properly. If you grab your paper trimmer, you butt your card base up against the top of your paper trimmer, then you can actually fold like so and butt both edges up. That way you'll get it really nice and even, and then use your bone folder to then crease it. So if you struggle with trying to line up and get your card bases to fold nicely, then my suggestion is to do that. The reason why I don't score my card bases is if you haven't exactly cut your card base straight, or you haven't exactly scored in the right area, or you've scored it a little bit crooked, then when you go to fold it, it will fold really crooked and it'll be really obvious. So I tend to not score mine. All right, so I'm going to use another one of these embossing folders. So as I said, these are the new online exclusive products. So the Basics 3D embossing folders. I think this is going to be a staple for everybody's craft room. I think we will all be saying we need those embossing folders, because to get the 3 embossing folders together and use them. So I'm actually going to, I've got a piece of vellum here that's cut out in a circle, and I've also got a piece of very vanilla cardstock. Now the very vanilla cardstock is the same width as my layer, so I'm actually going to run those through the embossing folder as well. I felt like I needed, the specialty paper was a little bit busy, so I felt like I needed something to break up that busyness. Oops, and I've just lost my round circle out there. So I felt like I needed something to break up that busyness in behind. So I'm going to run those through. So once again, it's and because the cardstock is obviously thicker than the embossed, thicker than the vellum layer, it wants to fall out. Okay, so I've got them all good, and I'm going to run those through. So I'm just going to pop my number 4 plate on. So I've got my number 1 plate and my number 4 plate. I've got my fold going through the embossing folder first, through the embossing machine first. And that's actually going to emboss both of those pieces. Now, I wanted to emboss it to add a little bit of texture in behind it, but also to be able to break up the look on the front. Now, can you see? Look at that gorgeous pattern, and look at it on the vellum. Okay, so on vellum cardstock too, it gives a really different look as well. Okay, so that's going to create a little bit of texture in behind all of our embellishments that we're putting on there. Now, another thing that I wanted to show you, I looked at the embellishments and thought, you know what, they look really nice in Very Vanilla. So I'm going to pop that one across there. But then when I looked at these, I thought they look really nice, but I feel like they need something extra. So when I was looking at it, the Very Vanilla looks great, but I felt like it needed something a little bit extra from that. So what I thought I would do is, it's been a while since I've used it. I thought I would actually use some of our beautiful gilded flakes. So gilded leafing. Okay, I've got it in a box because this stuff goes everywhere. So I wanted to show you, this is how I contain it, is in a box like this. But I'm actually going to, I'm going to use that gilded leafing just with a little bit of glue on some of these. So I'm just going to grab a piece, a silicone mat. And the reason why I'm doing the silicone mat is just so that I don't get glue everywhere. Silicone mats are fantastic for this. But I'm going to pop my die cuts on there, and I'm just going to add a little bit of glue every now and then on them. And I wonder whether I know where my sponge is. Probably, oh, there it is. Okay, so I'm going to use a sponge with my liquid Tombow. So I'm going to squeeze a little bit of Tombow up in the corner there. I'm going to use my sponge. So this is just a sponge that's on an office clip. And I'm just going to dab in some glue, and I'm just going to add some glue just on these die cuts. So, oops. So just adding some pieces just on those die cuts. Okay, so nothing major, just adding a little bit of glue here and there. Now, we're going to let that get a little bit tacky. So we want it to start to dry a little bit and get a little bit tacky. So while it's getting tacky, what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to open up my box, and hopefully, I'm just going to pop them aside. Hopefully I'm not going to have this go everywhere. Open up my box of the flakes. Now you need to not breathe in when you have these open, because it does simply go everywhere. Okay, I'm probably going to end up with gold all over everything today. I'm just going to stick it into there. Okay, look at that. All right. Now we have our embossing essentials, or you can use a blending brush. It's up to you. whatever you want to use. I'm actually going to use my little brush from my Embossing Essentials kit. And all I'm going to do is brush that off. Okay. So what it's actually going to do is it's going to create some little gold bits on our die cuts. And it just creates a little bit of gold. Okay. So the idea of keeping it in a box like this, it keeps it a little bit contained. And then I can, if I want, I can rub it with my fingers and get some of that excess off. But can you see how that has just changed that and added some gold? All right, so I'm going to do the same thing with this one. We're going to pop it in like so. And then we're just going to brush off. So it's just adding a couple of little gold highlights to those die cut pieces. And what happens is the gilded flakes just sticks to our glue. But it's just enough to give it a little bit of oomph. Okay, let's do the last one. I think I might have hit this one a fair bit with the glue. We'll soon find out when we go to brush it off. No, it's not too bad. Okay, so you just brush it off with the brush. And I can tell you, if anyone thinks that they can do this and not get it everywhere, good luck to them. All right. So as you can see, we now have some cute gold accents on those die cuts. And then, of course, you just close the box, sweep away any of that gold that is everywhere. But you can see it just adds a little bit of interest to those die cuts. All right, so I do have our gorgeous gold and very vanilla and gold satin edge ribbon, which I thought would go perfectly with this. So I'm really trying to get like a really nice, elegant type of card here. So I'm going to add some Seal Plus across here because I'm going to put that embossed piece on there. Now, the reason that I'm actually using the Seal Plus directly straight onto my project here to adhere this is for the simple fact that when you emboss, it weakens the fibers in your cardstock. And if you try to use your Seal Plus on that embossed, you'll probably find that it will tear your cardstock. So especially when you have the air conditioner on too, yeah, don't breathe in. We'll all have gold in our lungs. But anyway, it's lovely. It just adds a really nice special touch to it. So I've got that embossed layer on there now. I'm then going to wrap a little bit of that gold satin edge ribbon around. Wow, those dogs are going crazy. There's probably a kangaroo in the neighborhood. Normally they go a bit crazy when there's kangaroos around. Okay, so we've got our ribbon across. Now, I am actually going to use just a little bit of Seal Plus on the back of this because we're going to put some embellishments on here. So I'm just going to add a little bit of Seal Plus in the middle of that vellum circle and add it because we're going to put our embellishments over the top. So it's not going to worry me that I'm going to be able to see a little bit of that. And actually, you can't really see much of it at all because I'm actually going to add these embellishments over the top. So now it's just a case of arranging where I want them to be, making sure that I've got a bit of that excess off. Did you see that? That was the one that fell into the glue. Look at all the gold on the back. It fell into the glue when I went to move it. Okay. So we have all of our die cuts with our nice gilded flake bits. I'm going to pop that, I think, in there and that. So it's more or less just like a bunch of foliage. Oh, and I just moved it all because it got stuck to my desk. All right. So now what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to pop a little bit of Seal Plus on the back. I'm going to grab another silicone mat to be able to use. So I'm just going to, there's one there. I'll grab a silicone mat so I'll be able to put the Seal Plus on the back of the die cuts. I could even use the sponge effect again with the glue, but I think it is just as easy to use the Seal Plus like this on the back. Okay, so we're just going to add that one there like that. Okay, this one. Now just with this tree branch, I'm just going to add a little bit of Seal Plus into the middle there and adhere that just like that at an angle, and then this one's going to go over the top. Okay, so I'm just going to add a little bit of Seal Plus on the back of that one, and hopefully not tear it all apart. Okay, that one's not playing nice with me, so I'm just going to add some liquid glue to this one. Patricia says she loves the gold leafing, but you cannot have a fan on around it. Exactly. It's definitely not good for a fan. Oh, now my glue doesn't want to come out. You know what? I'm going to use the bit of glue over here that I still have with my sponge. So this is how I normally use my sponge and my glue. Okay, so let's pop that one just there like that. And then what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to add a bow just over the top of all of that. I'm actually not going to put a sentiment on this because I think I will choose how I'm going to use it, because I think it will be a really, really nice card for something really special. So I think I'm going to leave it, and when I decide what the something special event is that I want to use it for, I will then add the sentiment then. Okay, so of course we're going to pop a gorgeous bow on there, and look how pretty that looks. And by adding some of that, the gilded flakes, I think is just taking this to a whole new level. And I mean, we're supposed to be using the gilded flakes with our heat and stick powder, but honestly, it works just as well with the just with the liquid glue. Okay, so I'm just going to hopefully try and pop that there so I can pop my ribbon in there. Okay, so you can see there, we've got a really cute card. So I wanted to showcase as much as I could of that designer series paper because it's just gorgeous, all that gold. So let's pop that up onto some dimensionals. And we'll pop that onto the front. Now, I do have a little bit of a trick when it comes to, now, it would be probably quite nice to use some heat embossing for the inside of this card, just to really bring out that gold wow factor. But if you are in a situation where you think, I don't actually really want to heat emboss, I don't have my embossing things all out, I really don't, I'm not keen to get all that heat embossing products out, you can actually quite easily get away with it by, I'm just going to use that cute little flower stamp here. So out of this set, I'm just going to use my crumb cake. Now, this is a trick that I've always done when it comes to Being time poor, not having my heat embossing things out, I'm actually just going to do that in crumb cake. And as you can see, it looks like gold anyway, and I mucked up the stamping. So let's turn that over and go again and stamp it a little bit better. But as you can see, it looks like gold compared to the front, okay? So that's a super easy trick. Crumb cake for gold and smoky slate for silver. So you can trick people by they think that you've actually gone out and done some heat embossing, but you haven't. And you know what? The people that we are gifting this card to, that glue so doesn't want to work. It'll probably come out in a big splotch here in a minute. Oh, it doesn't want to work. Okay, let's just grab this other one. That's it. So with our Tombow too, you don't have to use a lot, and it's really good to sit it up so that the glue's all running down into the nozzle. I've got gold everywhere here. We have gilded flakes all over the place. Okay, so a cute, quick and easy card. Now, I would use, you can all scream at me, but I'm going to use some gilded gems that are retired because I just think it goes so nice. These were my favorite. So I apologize. I am using something that is retired, but when it comes to a project like this, gilded gems is really what we need. So let's say to Stampin' Up, please bring them back. Look at that. Okay. So quick, fun, different, using that gilded flake. So is that something that you've forgotten about? Like, who out there owns the gilded flakes? Type into the comments and let me know who owns the gilded flakes and do you use them? I know sometimes we have things in our craft room and they sit on our shelf, and I look at things. I've been looking at that gilded flakes thinking I really need to get that out. And you, like, honestly, this is the first container I've had, and look how full it is. It's still got so much in it. It goes for so far. Like, honestly, it is something that once you invest in it, you will have it just about forever, I think, because they seem to just keep growing. I mean, that was a tiny little bit that I tipped out of it, and it's been in there. Susan, you have it and you've never used it. Well, I challenge you, Susan, to get it down off your shelf and give it a go. I might get you inspired to get in that craft room today and actually give it a go. It does last a long time, Patricia, I know. Okay, so Doris says that she has it, but she hasn't used it. So there you go. There's a quick, easy way of doing it just with your liquid glue, but you can actually use the heat and stick powder as well. Susan, I think we're all guilty of it. I really do. All right, so the last and final card that I want to do is using the gorgeous Irresistible Blooms. And I'm going to use the third and final one of those embossing folders today. So, of course, we have the gorgeous designer series paper that goes with this, which is absolutely stunning. Now, this can be added to a starter kit today, or it will be available to customers on the 1st of March, which is very, very soon. It's only, what have we got? It's only 5 days away, 6 days away. All right. So some of the coordinating colors for this is Flirty Flamingo. So I absolutely love Flirty Flamingo. I think it's a really, really pretty, it's not apricot and it's not pink. It's just that in between. So, so once again, if you are struggling when it comes to folding your card bases, so I've done a Flirty Flamingo card base. If you struggle folding your card bases, get out your paper trimmer, butt it up to the edge up to the top, butt the other edge up to the top, and then you get your bone folder. and crease it. So you will get a perfect fold every time if you actually use your paper trimmer to do that. So if you've struggled with that over the time, one of my handy tips is to make sure that you do that. And if you don't have a bone folder, you really, a bone folder is a great product to use, and it's something that you need to put on your wish list if you haven't got it, because I can tell you it's something that you will use every day in your crafting. All right. And it creases your cards really nice. So I've actually got, I've gone ahead of time and got a few things already cut out. So I've cut out this gorgeous die cut piece. Now, this is very intricate. I'm going to be able to use my sponge and my glue again to actually glue this, because if you're anything like me and you forget ahead of time to use the adhesive back sheets, who's like that? Who actually goes, oh, wow, when you cut something out, I should have used the adhesive back sheets on the back of that before I cut that out. That's me always, but I don't worry too much because I use my sponge foam glue technique and I never have an issue with it. So I'm going to bring that in again and show you how I use that for that die cut piece. So I've die cut this gorgeous piece. The dies in this set are absolutely gorgeous. We have this long die here that we can do as a side border. We also, and you can have it going in a horizontal card as well. This circle one here, you can actually cut a square and have that circle piece that it doesn't actually cut it out completely. But I have worked out there's little notches here that hasn't, it doesn't cut all the way through. So it's designed to actually have that die cut stay in your piece of cardstock, but you can actually, with your points of your scissors, actually trim that, and you can actually use it as a circular embellishment on your card as well. All right. So I've got a piece of the designer series paper here. I've cut out the flowers. So the flowers are actually out of the designer series paper. So I haven't stamped those. They are actually flowers that I've already cut out before. I've also cut out some leaves, which the dies do that. This is the designer series paper. So as you can see, it's got that pattern in it, which is like the die cut. So you can see there, it's like the die cut. I'm actually going to use the reverse side. So the reverse side is not as busy, and I wanted to use the reverse side so that you can actually see my flowers stand out a little bit on it. Now, one of the things was when I actually looked at the flowers on here, can you see once you put the flowers on here, because the background is very similar in color, they tend to disappear a little bit into that background. So I felt like I needed something to go in behind it to give a little bit more of a grounding for those flowers, if you can understand what I mean. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add that to my white layer. So I've decided to have a white layer in the background, mainly because I wanted to do a Flirty Flamingo card base, because a lot of the times you can do a white card base and use your coordinating color as the layer in behind, but sometimes I like to change it up and do it the other way. So I like to actually have the white in behind, and then we've still got the Flirty Flamingo base. So you can see there. So you could have it the other way around. You could do the Flirty Flamingo and have a white base if that's what you wanted to. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Now, of course, as I said, I want to add this down the side here because I felt like it did need a little bit of grounding. And I also want to, this piece here, I thought once I did that and then put the flowers on, you can see that it then gives the flowers a little bit more purpose. Can you see that? That it makes the flowers stand out a little bit more. So just by adding a couple of little things in behind sometimes can just break up that designer series paper in the background. So I find it is just a really handy trick to do. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to emboss this piece first and then I'll glue that on. So I did get that there ready, but I'll use it in a minute. So I think I'm going to emboss that little strip. So once again, I'm going to use this embossing folder. And this is really, really cute. It's such a fine pattern that it adds texture, but just a hint of texture. Okay. So I'm actually going to add that in there. And then I'm going to grab, and it's sort of like a herringbone type of pattern. So I don't think it really matters if you get it not exactly straight. I mean, I've used it before and I don't think it really makes a difference. So I'm going to use the base plate again. So number 1 plate and number 4 plate on top of that embossing folder and run that through. Now you could even do this if you wanted to not have it as stark, that strip. You could actually do that in vellum if you wanted to do it in vellum as well. So if you've joined late, these embossing folders that I have been using are a brand new selection of products. So they are called the Basics 3D embossing folders, and you get 3 in the pack, and they are part of our new online exclusive. So they're absolutely gorgeous to use. And as I said, I've used the whole 3 of them this morning. Now they can be put into a starter kit right now. And if you wanted to make use of that great celebration special at the moment for $315 worth of product, you can choose of your choice. It doesn't matter what you want to choose, as long as it's current product. Any of this, the new Irresistible Blooms, the whole suite for the Irresistible Blooms, the paper, the stamp set, the dies, and these cute little frosted embellishments, which I'm going to use on this project. It's $130, I think, and 75 cents. So you can actually add that to a starter kit and get many more things too added to your starter kit. So, all right. So I'm now going to, now that I've got that embossed piece on there, but can you see that gorgeous embossing? It's very fine, but it's really, really nice. It really gives a really great embossed look. All right. So we're going to bring in our silicone mat. So if you haven't got a silicone mat, that's something that you probably might want to pop onto your wish list as well, because it is fantastic for gluing things like this. So I'm just going to turn that over like so. I'm going to grab some of that glue on my sponge, and I'm just going to daub some on the back. Now, it's a simple, easy way of getting glue onto a really intricate die cut like that, but not actually getting it all over your fingers. So that's the best part. So for the people that get there with their, I'm going to just grab another silicone mat and pop under this because it's going to go over the top. So for the people that get there with their liquid glue and they're daubing it on. I'm not sure I understand. Oh, Siri's thinking that she wants to understand what I'm saying. And you end up with glue all over your fingers, this is the better way of doing it. And so you can see here, I've got glue on the back that I can press that to where I want it to be. And bam. And I have no glue on my fingers at all. Okay, so that's a great way that if you forget to put the adhesive back sheets, that is a really, really good way. So I'm just going to trim those little bits off that we don't need. And you can see that's created a really nice, and there's a little bit there that didn't get glue on it. So I'll just add a dab there. It's a great way to get a really nice embellishment and break up that designer series paper in the background. Okay, so we have that happening like that. Okay, now it's just a case of arranging these gorgeous flowers around. So I think I want to do, maybe that one popped up and the others tucked in. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to pop up that middle one and tuck those other little ones in, just like that. Okay. Ribbon. We might just use some of my favorite. You can see I have a bit here. I just need to find the roll of it. Is that it? Okay. Well, that's not quite enough. It might do. All right, I'm just going to add a little bit of, that could just pop up there like that. All right, I'm going to add a bit of Seal Plus in here. I'm going to be careful because I don't want to really get it on that embossed bit. I'm going to do a little bit of a fake bow. So just like that. A little bit of a fake bow sitting in there. And then, of course, once I pop these over the top, like that. Okay, yep, that's going to work. All right, so I think I'm going to pop them all up, actually. So let's grab some dimensionals. Sue, you wish you got the set. Well, I mean, you're coming to see me tomorrow, so if you want to, it's up to you, but I can show you, I can walk you through how to place an order, and it might be something. Either that or pop it on your wish list. We all have wish lists a mile long. Okay, so I'm going to do that. No, I need that to be up further. There. Like that. That one I'm going to pop on dimensionals too, and then just tuck it in behind. All right, so we're going to pop that one. Actually, I'm going to do that one. It's a bigger one, so I'm going to pop it down here. I'm going to pop the smaller one up the top. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Look, honestly, Donna, I think this set is just stunning. Like, sometimes we get these exclusive products and I think, yeah, they're all right. But this, honestly, I can't put it down. I absolutely love it. I physically can't put it down. It's just been such a great set to use. All right, so I now have some leaves. I'm going to pop that up onto the front of my card so it's on there because it keeps sticking to my desk. Jenny, I have them, but I hardly ever. Jenny's saying I've never had adhesive back sheets. I should get them. I've had them, but I hardly ever use them because I think I should have used them. Maybe there's something that I should have out on my desk at all times, and maybe I might remember to use them. I did. It actually crossed my mind this morning when I went to die cut that piece. It actually crossed my mind. Do I want to put the adhesive back sheets on the back? And you know what? My attitude was, no, I'll just use my sponge foam technique. And so it didn't bother me too much. I didn't worry. Okay, so we're going to pop that up on there. Okay, so I've got these beautiful leaves. So I'm just going to, with my bone folder, I'm just going to add a little bit of dimension to these leaves. So I'm just going to curl them a little bit with the bone folder. So curling leaves like that just brings your whole project to life. I think when you start popping those little leaves in underneath, it just helps it out. Okay, so I'm just going to curl them up, and then I'm going to see where I'm going to tuck them in underneath. And I'm actually going to, I know on another project that I did, I actually heat embossed the so now I'm just going to, with some liquid glue, I'm going to pop some liquid glue on the back of those. And then I'm just going to pop them in underneath. And honestly, popping the leaves in, this is what really brings everything to life. Adding some cute leaves in. Okay. That one. I was trying to work out which way that leaf was supposed to go up. I feel like it's the pointy bit. I really think that the pointy bit should be at the top of the leaf, but it looks like it should, I don't know. It sits better that way. So you used gold leafing, you made such a mess of it, you threw it in the bin. I think most people have probably done that with the gold leafing. Okay, so we've got some leaves happening there. And then, of course, I want to do a little, just the word hello, because I think it's really, really cute. So we can just do hello. So I'm going to grab that out. And I'm going to grab a piece of white cardstock. And I think I'm going to stamp that in Flirty Flamingo, because Flirty Flamingo is the pretty color on this card. Okay, so let's just stamp that down as low as we possibly can on that piece of white cardstock so we can trim it down a little bit. So I'm just going to grab my handy dandy little baby trimmer. Hopefully it's in the drawer here. Yeah. Just to trim down this hello as much as I possibly can. Like that. And I want to trim it a little bit more. Now, my guard is not on my trimmer here, and I tell people do not do this at home without parental supervision, unless you may want to lose a fingernail or two. Okay, so I'm going to do that word hello on there. So I think that's quite cute. I feel like I just want to, ooh, where do I want to put it? Oh, up. Where do you think? Up here? There? I'm feeling like there. What do you think? Donna, when and how long is this set available for? So while stocks last, Donna, it's available to demonstrators now. So if you're with Stampin' Up, if you're a part of my Wild Heart Crafters team, I can see it says DonnaG, but I don't know whether it's Donna in my team. It just says DonnaD. Yeah, I think it's going to be nice in there. So it's available to demonstrators right now. It's available to purchase in a starter kit right now, or it's available for customers starting on the 1st of March, which is, what do we say, 5 days, 6 days away. Okay, so we have these gorgeous, where I had it the first time, is that where I, okay, I can just see DonnaD. I don't know who yet. Are you a demonstrator, Donna? So that's the other question. Are you a demonstrator? And if you are a demonstrator, you can get it right now. If you aren't, you can actually pop it into a starter kit. All right, so I'm just going to add a few of these gorgeous little gems around, and I think I'm just going to use the gorgeous pink ones, and I'm just going to pop a couple of little glue dots around here to add these gems. So they're a couple of different sizes, these gems. So my idea is to pop some glue dots down, and then you can grab the frosted dots with your take your pick tool. Now, if you can get them the right way up, flip it. Okay, so then the putty end of your take your pick tool, and that putty end looks pretty gross and grotty. Let's see if I can get that to happen. Okay, so for customers, as I said, it's available starting on 1st of March, but you can put it in a starter kit right now, so you can get to choose $315 worth of product and only pay $169. So you can get this suite and like $180 or so more just by purchasing the starter kit. So I'm using my putty tool and I'm just going to add that there. I'm going to pick up another one. I'm going to add that one down there. So these do not have adhesive on the back. So you actually have to add the adhesive to your project. There's another little one. We'll use that one there. But you can see they add so much yumminess. All right, so I think what I'm going to do on the insert, I think I'm just going to use the smaller flower, and I'm just going to ink that up in Flirty Flamingo. So I'll grab that again, put it away, being conscientious again. I could actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to show you a different technique here because I'm going to use some Daffodil Delight as well. That daffodil, oh, I've got mango. Daffodil Delight. Okay, so I'm going to show you something that you can do here, which will change it'll rock your world. I know it rocked mine when I decided that I could do it. So I'm just going to grab that stamp, so the flower stamp. I'm going to grab a sponge dauber. That one might be okay. Let me see what it's got in it. Yep, that's okay. All right. So I'm going to ink it up in my Daffodil Delight. And then I'm going to take a sponge dauber with the Flirty Flamingo and add some highlights around. And this is how you get some really good different colors. So I'm just going to do that, and then I'm going to stamp that. There, like that. Okay, look at that. Isn't that so pretty? So you've got your Daffodil Delight, and then you've got your Flirty Flamingo as well. All right, I'm going to clean that off. And no, I think that might be enough. You might be able to go like that and like that. So we've added a little bit of color there. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do some leaves in Flirty Flamingo. How cute is that? So we've got some leaves going up around there just to add a little bit of color to the inside. So this, as I said, this is a gorgeous new suite. And I think, so the online exclusives, how they're working, they're not actually in a catalog. So you won't be able to find it in a catalog. The only way that you'll be able to find them is online. And they are while supplies last. So depending on how popular they are, and I'm telling you, this one is going to be really popular. We're actually, so our global creative tutorial bundle group, we're actually doing a stamp camp with this suite. So that's actually happening at the end of March. We will be taking registrations beginning of March. So if you purchase and you need to register through myself or one of the other demonstrators that are doing it, so depending on where you live, but you will purchase the designer series paper. you will purchase a roll of white crinkle seam binding, and you will purchase these gorgeous loose frosted dots, and you will actually get access into a Facebook group where we're doing 12 PDF tutorials and 12 video tutorials. So it's in a Facebook group and you'll be able to have access to it. And I can tell you it's going to be a really, really super fun event. So it's our Global Creative Tutorial Bundle. All of us are actually, we've got a guest stamper, a couple of guest stampers, and the majority of us from the Global Creative Tutorial Bundle. So we're doing a stamp camp. So it means that you will get the products. We will be using the bundle, and the bundle will be able to be added on as an extra, and the matching coordinating inks and cardstocks. And when I create my event and send out my email, it will actually have all of those things that are available as an online purchase at the time of registration. Okay, and I've just done some Wink of Stella on there just to add some glitz and glimmer and shine. So if you're interested, I am telling you our stamp camp is going to be super, super awesome. So it's 12 of us that are doing it. So you get 12 video tutorials, you get 12 PDF tutorials, and 12 gorgeous products using this beautiful Irresistible Blooms suite. But as I said, for the price, and you will pay full retail price for a pack of the designer series paper, a roll of the white crinkle seam binding, and a pack of these embellishments as the fee, and you will get access into the Facebook group. And you will have a lifetime access to those videos. So, but the only way that you actually get access into the stamp camp is by purchasing those products and registering. So, but I tell you, it's going to be a super, super fun event. So there you go. That's that. I've used the 3 embossing folders. So I've showed you a little bit about that. That's that gorgeous new specialty paper that is coming, which is an online exclusive, and the cute Playing in the Rain bundle that is my Stamps Club for the month. So I hope you enjoyed that crafting session today. So as I said, if anyone's still interested, we've only got 5 days left of that awesome joining offer, $315 worth of product, and you only pay $169. Or if you want this super cute mini. So a lot of people are getting confused. They think they have to get the mini. You don't have to get the mini at all in your starter kit. To get the mini in your starter kit, you pay $210 for it. Okay. So, but the basic starter kit, and this month only, ending on February the 28th, it's $315 worth of product for only $169. So if you're interested, please feel free to either jump onto my link that's in the show more box down below, or on the description of this video, you can find the link to join my team. If not, you can head over to my website, which is stampingwithdonnag.com. And there's my website. I've just showed it on the bottom there. So stampingwithdonnag.com, and you can click on join my team. Now, when you click on join my team, you will see lots and lots of things that you get that comes with joining my team. So it's not just joining Stampin' Up and getting a discount. The beauty of actually joining my team is the fact that you actually get to be a part of a crafty community. And that's probably one of the biggest things that a lot of people say is the benefit of joining Stampin' Up. You not only get a 20% discount, but you also get to join in with a crafty community, meet lots and lots of crafty friends, and get some creativity and some inspiration. And it's a really positive thing to be a part of a crafty community. So any of you that are a part of a crafty community know how special it is to be a part of something so special. So I would love to invite you into my Wild Heart Crafters. So thank you everyone for spending a little bit of time with me today. I hope you enjoyed those 3 cards that I brought to you today. And I hope that with that gilding flakes that you might get that out and get it off your shelf and actually start using it. But I can tell you, if you're going to use it, make sure that you don't want to make a big mess everywhere, because that's what it's going to do. So thank you, everyone. And the other thing too, a reminder that Rose and I are starting a One Sheet Wonder Club starting the beginning of March, and we are going to use that Irresistible Blooms designer series paper as our first One Sheet Wonder Club. So it's a global One Sheet Wonder Club. So you will get access. If you live in America, you will buy it from Rose. If you live in Australia, you can buy it through me. And we are actually going to create a one sheet wonder each. So you will get a minimum of 6 cards per person. So you'll get a minimum of 12 cards. And it could be up to anything to 18 to 20 cards. You never know. Okay. So depending on the size of the designer series paper and what we do with it. So, so I welcome you to make sure you're on my email list, because I email out everything that I do. All of my classes, everything that I do is on my email list. So just remember, if you unsubscribe from my email list, you won't be up to date with all the news of the classes and events that we have happening with my Stampin' Up business. So thank you, everyone. Once again, I'm Donna Gray, and I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator in the Scenic Rim in Queensland. And I love showing you how to create cards from the beginning to the end. And I absolutely love sharing my passion for crafting with others. And it makes my job so much easier to be able to do that. Thanks for hanging out with me, people. And until next week, I will see you all again soon. Bye for now.